Hi, Taylor here from Klankers, and today I thought that we would do a pattern tutorial. Now this is the purse. It's got crocodile stitches in it, and it's got Tunisian work in it in the strap. I don't have a name for it yet, but whenever I do have a name, I'll put it in the description. The things that you're going to need for this purse is one skein of Red Heart's Hello Gorgeous. There's 252 yards in this, and I had a little bit left over. Seeing if I could find my little bit, but no. The colorway that I used for this is Peacock. For the purse that I made is Peacock. This colorway is Orchid Blossom. It's just a number 4 weight yarn. I will leave a link in the description box where you can find this specific yarn. But yeah, they have 5 different colorways in this. And if there's not one that you want to use, then you can use any 4 weight yarn for this project. But this has 252 yards in it, and I still had a little bit left over after making this purse. So you're only going to need one skein. Other things that you need to make this project is a size G hook, a 4.5 millimeter. You're going to need tapestry needles, just one, really. You may need a measuring tape to measure your purse. I will leave all the dimensions and stuff in the written pattern, which there will be a link in the description box where you can find the written pattern as well. You'll need a couple stitch markers and scissors, and I think that's it. Yep. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so to get your bag started, you're going to want to slip knot on your hook. I'm going to show you on a smaller scale how to get your bag started. If you want the size of bag that I've got, then you're going to want to chain 35. I'm going to do a smaller chain here, but you are going to want to chain 35. Okay, once you have your 35, let's begin. I'm going to be turning my chain over and getting these back bumps here. That way I can see these stitches here whenever I come back around. So what you're going to do, you're going to skip this first chain and go into the second one, and you're going to put a half double crochet. And you're going to put a half double crochet in every stitch until you reach this last stitch here, and then we're going to do something different. So go ahead and put a half double crochet in every stitch. Alright, I'm at the end of my sample, and I have one stitch left here, and we're going to put 3 half double crochets in this stitch. So 1, and as you're making these half double crochets, your work is going to turn like this, and you're going to be working on the back side now. And then I want you to take and put 1 half double crochet in all the stitches here. You're going to skip this one because you put 3 in that one. Alright, I have 1 half double crochet in every stitch and 3 in my last stitch here, and I'm here at the end with 1 stitch left, and I'm going to put 2 half double crochets in this last stitch to make up for 3 because we put 1 in it already. And then you're going to take and slip stitch to the first half double crochet that you made. Oh, wrong place. Right there it is. And there's your first row. Let's go ahead and start the second round. We start the second round with a chain 1, which does not count as anything. You're going to half double crochet into the same stitch twice. There's 1, there's 2. You're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of these until you reach the corner here where you put your 3 half double crochets. When you reach that, you'll want to stop. Now I've reached my end here. I have 1, 2, 3. Those 3 are the half double crochets that I put in this corner here whenever I turned. And in these 3 stitches, I'm going to put 2 half double crochets each stitch. So 1, 2, 1, 2, there's 2 stitches in each of the last 3 stitches here. Now you're going to put 1 half double crochet in each of these stitches until you reach the last 2 stitches. When you reach the last 2 stitches, we will meet back up. Alright, I've reached the last 2 stitches. If you'll look, there's 1, 2. This stitch here is a false stitch, and then you've got your chain 1 right there. So these right here are the last 2 stitches, and you're going to put 2 half double crochets in each of these stitches. There we go. And then we're going to skip the false stitch, skip the chain 1, and put our hook into the top of the first half double crochet that we made. And that completes round 2. Alright, we're going to go on to round 3. Round 3 through 19 is going to be this row that we're fixing to do. So whenever I show you this row, you're going to want to do this until you reach row 19. Chain 1 to start your row, and half double crochet in the same stitch. Half double crochet in every stitch around. We do not increase anymore. Now, if you want your bag taller, then you're going to want to do more than 19 rows. But if you're wanting to make the size that I am making, then you do 19 rows total before we start the flap, or whatever you'd call it on the bag. I call it a flap. Let's see. We're just going to continue this all the way around, and whenever you reach the end here, you're going to slip stitch to the first half double crochet you made and keep going until you reach row 19. Alright, now I've gotten my 19 rows done, and this is what you should have. You're going to want to take and mark off your bag here. I've got my stitch markers in. You want to count your stitches and split it in half. Once you do that, you find your corners, and then you can begin your flap. Let me get this hair out of the way. Okay, you got your markers here. You start in on one marker. Grab my yarn, grab your hook, find your marker, and let's begin. Alright, I've got my yarn. I'm going to attach it to my project. We're going to chain 1 to attach the yarn, and then double crochet back into that project, or stitch, my bad. Now you're going to chain 1 and double crochet into the next stitch, and if you can, take your tail and hide it as you go. You're going to skip 1 stitch and go into the next one. Put a double crochet in that stitch, chain 1, double crochet in the next stitch, and you'll repeat that pattern. Skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next, skip 1, double crochet in the next, chain 1, double crochet in the next. You repeat that pattern until you reach your stitch marker over here. Alright, whenever you get to the other stitch marker, you should end with a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Right here. Let's start for the next round. Chain 1, put 4 double crochets around this post here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Chain 1, and you're going to kind of turn your work like this and go around this post. And you're going to put 4 double crochets around this post. 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you turn your purse back around, you've made your first crocodile stitch. What you do next, let me get this untangled, is you take these 2 stitches here. You've got your double crochet, chain 1, double crochet right here. You want to single crochet in between them. Now you're going to go for the next stitch, which is take this double crochet here and make a crocodile stitch like you did a while ago. So kind of pinch your double crochet and put 4 around the post. Chain 1, and then turn your purse around and get this double crochet and put 4 around the post. And you're going to continue this all the way down until you reach your stitch marker. Alright, I've made it around, and my last stitch was a crocodile stitch. in these two posts here. And in order to turn my work, I'm going to take and single crochet. I'm going to take this out because I don't think I'll need it anymore. Take and single crochet back into that stitch where the post is coming from. We're going to single crochet there, and then we're going to chain 2, turn our work. Crocodile stitches are facing us, and right here, this gap, you're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet right in there. You're going to find this stitch here. See these two posts where you put the single crochet? You're going to go double crochet right in between, right there. Chain 1, double crochet. Find the next 2 double crochets, which is this gap here in between your crocodile stitch. And you're going to put double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Go to the next one where you put your single crochet, and you're going to put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet in between those 2 posts. Like that. Nope, I didn't put my chain 1 in between. Like that. And you go here and put a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. You go where the single crochet is, which is those 2 posts there, and you do it in every one of them until you reach over here. Alright, I've reached the end here. You will end on a crocodile stitch here, and in order to turn, you're going to chain 1, and because I want my crocodile stitches to be offset instead of laying on top of each other, I'm going to single crochet into the in between these 2 posts here and here, and then I'm going to put my crocodile stitch here, and you're going to do it the same as the last row. 4 double crochets around your post. That's 2. 3, 4, chain 1, and turn your work to where you can reach around the other. See, here's my other post right there, and I'm going to put my 4 double crochets around it. 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes my crocodile stitch, and then I'm going to put a single crochet between these 2 posts here, which is the next set, and then you're going to do it again here and go back and forth, repeating this row here, this row, and this row here. You're going to repeat these 3 rows back and forth, and I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do yet, but I will come back and let you know so that you can make the same, or if you decide to make it shorter or longer, your choice. But I will come back and tell you how many rows I do. Alright, I am back with my purse, and if you count the rows that I did, I have 6 rows of V-stitch here, and then I have 6 rows of the crocodile stitch, so there's 12 rows total in this for what I did, so you'll know. And I'll put more detail in the written pattern for you to look at. And I went ahead and worked on the strap. I was going to use a D-ring and attach it to the purse and stuff, but I think I've changed my mind, and I think I'm just going to stitch it to the purse. But I used a little bit of Tunisian crochet to make the strap here. I'll go ahead and show you what I did. Alright, I measured my strap here, and it measures to be 32 inches long. So you're going to want to crochet your strap until it reaches 32 inches long, or however the length that you want. That's just what I did. Make a slip knot on your hook and chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now what you're going to do, what I did, was I turned my chain over and I worked in these back bumps here. You're going to take and put your hook into the second chain from the hook and pull up a loop. And you're not going to do anything with that loop right now. You're going to go into the next chain and pull up a loop. You're going to continue this until you get all of the chains done. You should have 5 loops on your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and go through 1 loop. Yarn over and go through 2 loops. Yarn over, go through 2. And you're going to go through 2 until you finish your row. And that is Tunisian crochet. Now we're not going to chain or anything. We're going to skip this stitch here, and we're going to put our hook into this bar like that, and you're going to pull up a loop. This loop here counts for this stitch. Let's go ahead and go through all of the bars. This last one here, you're going to want to go through that bar there and flip it over and get this other bar. That way it doesn't leave this side over here wonky. You're going to want to do it like you did the last row. Yarn over, go through 1. Yarn over, go through 2. Yarn over, go through 2. And you do that until you get to the end. And that's all you do for this strap. You have your forward pass and I guess your backward pass. I don't know the technical terms for Tunisian. I know how to do it, I just don't get technical with it. Let's do another row together. And that's all you do for the strap, and you do that until your strap reaches 32 inches long, and then you bind off or cut your yarn. You just want to leave a longer tail. Let's go ahead and go to sewing it together. Alright, I stitched one side up to show you what it would look like. It's not that hard. You just need to make sure that you have your tail long enough to do your other side. Let's go ahead and get to it. I'll show you what we do. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our strap is not twisted at all. And you can choose which side you want, if you want this side here or this side. They look different, so you choose what you want. But yeah, I'll show you how to do this side, and then you can go and do the other side yourself. Or if there's a different technique that you want to do, it's all fine and well. This is your bag, your project. I'm going to take my tapestry needle and thread it with my yarn. If it will, yeah, there it goes. Now, what I did was I found the crease right there where it folds to make the bag, that crease, and I centered this to where part of it is over here on this side of the crease and the other part is on this side. That way it was kind of even and didn't look wonky, like I always say. Alright, let's begin. Now, because the variegated yarn that it is, I didn't have any trouble with just going back and forth. If you're using a different variegated yarn, you may want to go up in here and keep the stitches on the where you're sewing. Keep it on this side of the stitches instead of this side. It may look better for your project, but I didn't see a problem with it on my purse with this variegated yarn. So I just put, there's probably ½ an inch onto the fabric on the purse, and I'm just going to go in and start stitching. And then I'll go on this side. I don't know if you can see. I'll go through here. And then I'll go through here. Come out on the other side. And I just went back and forth like this, went all the way to the end on this side, and then I came back and went on this, going back this way, so that it had enough security, I guess. I just didn't want it to come undone, so went back and forth, and then I'll go back this way to make sure that it won't come undone. And then whenever I'm ready to tie off, I'm going to make sure my yarn is on the inside of the bag so that I can take and weave my needle under a couple stitches here, like this. And then before I go all the way through, I'm going to take my needle and go underneath this lip here, and then tighten it, which makes a knot and secures. That way this yarn doesn't come undone and your strap doesn't come off. And then I'm just going to weave in my tail. And snip it off. And that's all there is to it. You have a lovely bag. Now, for this project, I only used one skein. And this is what I have left of that one skein. Now, if you want your purse to be bigger, or you want to double the length of your strap, or whatever, you want this bigger, you're going to need more than one, because this is what I have left of one skein. But that's all there is to it. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful day.